Do you reckon I could hold all of these up? I don't think I can. Oh, well, we can. This is a lot of books. Hello guys, and welcome to my February TBR. Now, I usually do my wrap-ups and TBRs in the same video, but I thought it would be fun to do them separately. So we'll see how this goes. I might end up switching it up. This might actually be in the same video. I'm not sure yet, but I thought I would film this separately while I have the time. If you don't know, my name is Chloe, and if you can tell by the bookshelves behind me, I love to read. So, in saying that, let's get straight into it. So this month I kind of have a very ambitious goal. It's not ambitious, but I have a goal of reading 15 books, which is very doable for me. However, I feel like I have been in a reading slump. The past month, even my rereads have been kind of slumpy, and I'm very uncertain as to how that's going to fold. I'm feeling slumpy. Every book that I rated not low, but like I thought I would enjoy those books more, and I wasn't rating them as high, and then I wasn't really enjoying my reading experiences. And I don't know if it's because my reading taste has developed and I have a certain type of book that I like to read now compared to when I was first reading, but some of the books I did not want to read. So here's to hoping that this month is going to change that, because I would be quite upset if that's just how my year goes. So, in saying all this, I thought we could see what I had set last month. Alrighty. So, last month I set a total of 14 books to read that I wanted to read or semi-tick off. I only did 2 of those. So this month I am hoping and praying that we make some movement and actually tick some of them off. So, to begin, we have 2 books that I'm currently reading. Well, one I'm reading right now, but we have Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. This is the second book in the Imperium trilogy. It's a trilogy at the moment, but series, I guess. And if you aren't familiar, the first book is Fourth Wing, which I'm sure you are very familiar with. If you're not familiar with it, basically this series is set in a world full of dragons, and you can bond to your dragon, and then there's this force to be reckoned with. I don't know, but you follow the main character Violet as she goes through the Basgiath College and learns how to ride a dragon. I won't tell you much of the plot of this one, but it basically is still following that same main character and their journey. I have read this before. It is a 5-star read, so I already know I love it, but it has been taking me a while to read, hence why I think that I am in a slump. It's probably not helping that I want to read this thick of a book in a slump, and it's fantasy, but I'm actually enjoying it, so you know, here we are. And the whole reason why I'm reading this book is because I want to read this book. This is the 3rd book in the series that came out like 2 weeks ago now, and I really am desperate to read it. I really want to read it. I did see a spoiler. To those who don't put spoiler warnings on books that have come out 2 weeks ago, I have a personal vendetta against you. I just don't understand why someone would do that. Please do not ever put spoilers without saying a spoiler warning, is my only thing. That's my only thing. But I'm hoping it's not a major spoiler, because I kind of knew it was going to happen, but anyways, I won't get into it, but basically this is the 3rd book, and I'm really excited to read it. I've heard mixed reviews, so I'm interested to see what mine will be, but I love this series so much that I'm pretty sure this will be a predicted 5-star, which will be amazing, because then we already have 3 5-stars for the year. So these are my first 2 books on my February TBR. And then, because I'm a glutton for punishment, I thought that I would read Allegiant this month by Veronica Roth. This is the 3rd book in the Divergent trilogy. Is it? I don't know, because it's a trilogy, but then there's a book from the male main character's perspective after it, so I don't think I'm going to read that. So this is the 3rd book. I read the first 2 last year, and I just never got around to this one because I think I enjoyed The Hunger Games over Divergent, and because of that I just haven't picked it up. And I really want to pick it up because I really want to try and finish more series, which you'll see is a common theme throughout this video. If you don't know what Divergent the series is about, it is about, we follow Triss as she navigates this dystopian world where there is, I'm not sure how many factions. There's a certain number of factions and you are assigned basically to these factions where they only have one role or personality, really. I think it's more personality than role, because I'm pretty sure Hunger Games is role. Yeah, she grew up in Amity, which is known for their selflessness and their kindness and all of that stuff. So she grew up there, but obviously, you know. Then there's, I don't remember any of the other ones. But you're basically following her journey as the world falls apart, basically. So another thing that I really want to try and do this month is finish books that I am in the middle of reading. So I have a lot of books that I just soft DNF'd or just put down because I wasn't feeling it. And that is this pile right here. So we'll just get right into it. The first book is Two Twisted Crowns by Rachel Gillig. I don't think I got that far. I think I only read one chapter. But I read the first book last year and I really enjoyed it. The first book is One Dark Window, and it's about this girl who has, her world's been, I was going to say plagued by a plague. Basically we follow her as she has this darkness that's attached to her, and then, you know, they try and figure out how to cure this darkness and magic and fantasy, and you know, it's great. It's great. Highly recommend the first one, but I really want to read the second one and really get into it because I've heard this one is way better than the first one, and now that I've lost momentum, I'm like, I don't know why I do this to myself. Then my next book that I am somewhat in between is The Canadian Boyfriend by Jenny Holiday. My boyfriend got me this book when he was in Canada, ironically, and I got 76 pages into it. And I just didn't think I was vibing with the writing style. It is a hockey romance, and we all know I love my hockey romances. So I just don't think I was vibing with the writing style that much. So yeah, I just want to finish it and just, you know, because I love hockey romances, so I'm sure it'll be great. I'm sure it'll be great. What is it even about? This book is about Aurora, who met a hockey player at the Mall of America from Canada, and she basically pretends throughout her whole life that she's got this Canadian boyfriend, this hockey Canadian boyfriend, because she met this guy once. Not this guy, but she met some guy once that was a hockey player, and now it's like the perfect excuse for her to get out of things. I don't know, but it kind of follows that, and I'm 99% sure on where this story will be going. Then we have A Jingle Mingle by Julie Murphy and Sierra Simone. This is actually the third book, which I did not realize, and it's kind of interesting. And it's about Sunny and Isaac Kelly, who is a former boy band heartthrob, and Sunny is all over the place basically, and we're just following their journey in this Christmas wonderland. If you couldn't tell, I was supposed to read this at Christmas. Here we are. How far did I get into this book? I got almost 100 pages into this book. So then we have He's a 10 by Jessica Yale. This is a soccer romance, and it's about Jeannie, her name is? Yeah, it's about Jeannie, who works at this football club, and then she gets assigned to this newcomer who is very renowned. His name's Tony, and he needs a career boost, and even though he's kind of like an arsehole, and then she's trying to help him, and we just follow their story, and you know how it goes because it's a romance. Then finally, of all the books I'm in the middle of, we have Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross. This is the second book to Divine Rivals, if you didn't know, and it is about Violet and Roman. Is that her name, Violet? Iris and Roman. Wow. Violet is the name of the main character. Iris and Roman, and they have these magical typewriters that are connected to each other, and that's pretty much all of the plot that I can give you because I don't want to do any spoilers because I am a nice person, unlike that person who posted that TikTok. But I got 60 pages into this one. So if you couldn't tell, there's like a common theme of me trying to finish series and trying to finish books I'm in the middle of, because I want to start next month being fresh, fresh plate. I don't want to be in the middle of any series, so that way I can start new series and etc, etc. You thought that was it? Oh, you thought that was all the books I put on my TBR. No, you are mistaken, because I am, if anything but a psycho when it comes to my TBR. As I literally said 10 seconds ago, I am trying to finish series that I am in the middle of, because I don't want to be in the middle of so many series. I think right now I am in the middle of at least 30 different series. And that is not a good thing, ladies and gentlemen. That is not a good thing. I don't know how that happened, because I used to be the type of person where I had to read this whole series, like the whole series. I had to read it all back to back after each other. I couldn't read a book in between, which works out great and is something that I want to continue in the future. However, for right now, it's an issue that I need to deal with. So, the first series that I need to continue is the Prison Healer trilogy. I read the Prison Healer last year. I really enjoyed it. The ending, amazing. It's basically about a prison healer. Would you believe it? It follows Kiva, I think her name is, and she's assigned to the deadliest prison as a really young kid, and she is trained up to be the prison healer. And then something happens where a certain someone comes in and she is forced, no. Basically there's this, like, how do I explain it without spoiling it? Maybe I won't explain it. Just read it. It's really good. So it's by Lynette Nodi, and the next two in it are The Gilded Cage and The Blood Trader. So I really want to read these, because the ending of that first one shook me to my core. Was not expecting it. And just the whole plot of the first one is so good. I don't know why I don't remember what I rated it, but I remember so much about it. So these should be a breeze to fly through. However, they are kind of like heavy. They're not floppy. Then we have Leather and Lark by Bryn Weaver. This is the second book to Butcher and Blackbird, and then Scythe and Sparrow actually comes out this month, which will be good to read this and then go straight into Scythe and Sparrow. So maybe I'll read this at the end of the month, because I'm trying to have a no spend month. But yeah, Leather and Lark by Bryn Weaver. This is about one of the brothers in the first book, and if they are basically serial killers, and it's kind of dark, but like I loved the first book so much, so I'm really excited to read this one and then the next one, because there's only 3 brothers, so I'm assuming that will be all that is in this trilogy. Then we have Twisted Palace by Erin Watt. This is a part of the Royals series. The first book is Paper Princess, and the second book is The Broken Prince, I believe. And we follow Ella Harper, who is thrust into this world of like riches, and basically it's like Wattpad on steroids. If you had a Wattpad phase, you would understand what I'm trying to say. These books are just like Wattpad books, and I love them because every single thing that could happen does happen, and more. Like it's insane. This whole world is insane. And she gets basically adopted into the Royals, that's their family name. And it's basically all these webs and lies, and then there's romance in it, and then it's just like, it's honestly insane. This is the 3rd book. There is 5 books, but I'm not sure if I'll continue the series after this book or not. Someone I know did read the last 2 books and said it kind of went downhill from this one. So if this wraps up nicely, which I'm sure it won't given the fact of just everything that can happen, you might be wondering, Chloe, are you done? No, I'm not done. Hello, we are going to try and read Magnolia Park's Into the Dark. This is the 5th book of the Magnolia Park's universe, I want to say, because there's Magnolia Park's Daisy Hates, Magnolia Park's A Long Way From Home, The Long Way Home, then Daisy Hates the Great Undoing, and then it's Magnolia Park's Into the Dark. This is so how it works is it's the same timeline, but each book kind of switches. So the first book and the second book, so Magnolia Parks and Daisy Hates, are told on the same timeline, but it's told from different characters' perspectives. And I personally love Daisy Hates. I love them separately from Magnolia. I do not like Magnolia. But this series basically follows this rich elite group. Apparently it's like, I've never seen Gossip Girl, so I don't know, but apparently it's like Gossip Girl if you like that. And there's mafia, there's everything you could think of in these books, and they are so widely loved. I would recommend giving them a try. However, do check trigger warnings because it can be a bit intense. But yeah, this is the third and final installment of the Magnolia side of this series, so I really want to finish it because, as I mentioned, I do not like our main character. So I'm scared though because it's a thick book and I really hope I don't slump out of it. Don't worry guys, we also have another one. So this is The Songbird and the Heart of Stone by Carissa Broadbent. Last year I read The Serpent and the Wings of the Night, loved it, 5 stars. Second book, loved that too. I think it was a 4.5. And this is told from the perspective of one of the characters that I love in this book. It's a part of the Crowns of Nyaxa series. And the first 2 books, it's like a duology, and each duology is told from a different vampire kingdom, if that makes any sense. Basically, we're living in the world of vampires, and then we follow, I forgot her name. Of course I forgot her name. Because I'm Chloe. I wouldn't be where I am without... Anyways. In the first 2 books, we follow the vampire king's adopted daughter, who's a human. And then we go through all that, and then this is about one of the female characters who is in that friendship group. And I'm so excited to read it, like, so excited to read it. And it's not that big, and I can read it on Kindle Unlimited too, so I'm really hoping that I'm gonna be able to smash through this. And then, because why the hell not, we have Throne of Secrets by Kerri Maniscalco. I think, what year did I read it? Did I read it last year or did I read it the year before? Maybe it was last year, I actually don't remember. But I read Kingdom of the Wicked and I loved it. Loved that series so much. It was so good and this is a part of it. So you don't have to read the trilogy before you get to it, but I recommend reading the trilogy. It basically follows these kings of sin and they're like demons, and this girl is on a mission to try and find her sister, and you follow her as she figures out all of these little truths, and it's so good. And then the next one is The Throne of the Fallen, which is like comes after that trilogy, but you don't have to read it. And then this is the second book. So let me explain this better. So basically, this book is a part of Prince of Sin, which is the second installment of this world that we're living in. And in this world, the first 3 books are the Kingdom of the Wicked series, which is Kingdom of the Wicked, Kingdom of the Cursed, Kingdom of the Feared. I highly recommend reading that series first before you get into these, because I feel like it just gives so much context and I love them so much. And then Prince of Sin, you don't have to read the first 3, but the first Prince of Sin I think you have to read before reading this one. It's all confusing and I probably really butchered that and did not explain that well at all, so you can just ignore me and appreciate the cover. So yeah, this is the final book. This is about Prince of Gluttony and I'm so excited. But yeah, that is my TBR for the month, which again, as I said at the start, or I think I did, it's a little bit ambitious. I'm not expecting to finish these all, but these are kind of the books that are on my radar because I just want to try and finish all the series that I'm in. But yeah, that is all. Stay tuned if you want to see me read these. All of these books will be in videos as well, so if you want my reactions and all that fun stuff, you can hit the, hit the subscribe button. I don't think I've ever said that, but you can if you want. And these are all my socials. I don't know which side of the screen it's on, so we're gonna pretend it's this side. I really hope it's this side. If it's not this side, then my whole face is covered and that's fine. Yeah, that's it. Hope you enjoyed the TBR. It is a total of 1, 2, 3. It is 15 books. Huh, I thought it was more than 15. Oh, this is so doable. Hopefully I finish them all and I don't get slumped out, but stay tuned for that and I will see you in my next video. Okay, that's all. Bye!